The Bad Homburg Open was supposed to be Alex Eala's final tune-up before Wimbledon, a chance to build on her historic Berlin run, a chance to fine-tune her game, a chance to silence the doubters. Instead, it became a nightmare. The Filipina sensation, who had just stunned the tennis world by defeating world number 2 Elena Rybakina and world number 8 Elina Svitolina in Berlin, suffered a shocking 6-3, 6-3 defeat to Belgium's Elise Mertens. It was her third straight loss to the Belgian veteran. The fairy tale seemed to have ended. The momentum seemed to have evaporated. But in the middle of the match, something happened that had nothing to do with the scoreline. A fan tried to enter the court. Security stopped them. But then, Alex Eala did something that nobody expected. She stopped the match. She called the fan over. And what happened next has left the tennis world stunned. The moment was captured on camera and has since gone viral, reminding everyone why sports are about more than just winning and losing. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Before we get to the heartwarming moment, we need to understand the context. The Bad Homburg Open was Eala's fourth grass court event of the season, and likely her final tune-up before the 2026 Wimbledon Championships. She entered the tournament ranked world number 30, a career-high ranking that reflected her incredible progress. She was the 29th seed at Wimbledon, a historic achievement, but she was also exhausted. The accumulated wear and tear from her grueling schedule had finally caught up with her. The match began with a glimmer of hope for Eala. She came out with the same aggression that had defined her in Berlin. She broke Merten's serve in the fourth game and raced to a 3-1 lead. The start hinted at another inspired performance and briefly rekindled memories of her giant-killing exploits from the previous week. The crowd, which had been buzzing, began to believe. The Filipina flags waved. The chants of Eala, Eala, Eala echoed through the stadium. The atmosphere was electric. It felt like Berlin all over again. But then, everything changed. Mertens, as champions often do, adjusted. The Belgian, a former doubles world number 1, steadily absorbed Eala's early pressure before turning the match on its head. She unleashed thundering serves, punished short balls from both wings, and repeatedly charged the net with confidence and precision. She rattled off 5 consecutive games to steal the first set, 6-3, silencing the growing hopes of an upset. The momentum shift was dramatic and complete. Eala, who had been the aggressor, was suddenly on the back foot. The second set was more of the same. Mertens maintained her momentum, surging to a quick 3-0 lead with powerful serving. Eala looked like a different player, a step slower, a little less sharp, and unable to sustain the intensity that had fueled her remarkable Berlin charge. Her body language implied she knew she was already defeated and had little chance of coming back. She was making unforced errors that she had not made in previous matches. Her first serve percentage dropped, her ground strokes lost their precision. The magic had vanished. Eala briefly threatened to close the gap at 2-4 in the second set, but could not halt Mertens' charge. Mertens fired 10 aces and won 76% of her first serve points. Eala, on the other hand, was held in the middle of the second set, with the match slipping away from Eala and the score at 4-1. A commotion near the stands caught everyone's attention. A fan, clearly overcome with emotion, tried to step onto the court. The security guards, who had been on high alert, immediately intervened. They blocked the fan's path. They told him to step back. The fan protested. The guards stood firm. The crowd began to murmur. The players on the court noticed the disruption. The umpire looked toward the stands, trying to understand what was happening. The commentators, who had been focused on the match, began to speculate. Was it a disruption? Was it a security breach? What was going on? The camera zoomed in on the commotion, and the tension in the stadium was palpable. The fan, it turned out, was a young Filipino who had traveled from across Europe to watch Eala. He had saved his money, taken time off work, and traveled thousands of miles to support his hero. He was not trying to cause trouble. He was trying to get closer. He was trying to show his love. He had been waving a Philippine flag and cheering loudly throughout the match. When she saw Eala struggling, he wanted to do something to lift her spirits. His intention was pure, but security had a job to do. The security guards were doing their job. They were following protocol. They were maintaining the integrity of the event. But as they escorted the fan away, something unexpected happened. Alex Eala noticed. She had been focused on the match, trying to find a way back into it, but when she saw the commotion, she paused. She looked at the fan, she looked at the security guards, and she did something that nobody expected. "I told myself that she's fighting back, but I'm also a fighter," Eala had said after her victory over Donna Vekic. That fighting spirit was not just for the court, it was for her people, and in that moment, she proved it. The crowd, which had been focused on the match, now turned its attention to Eala. They wondered what she would do. Would she ignore the commotion? Would she let security handle it? Or would she intervene? As the security guards escorted the fan away, Alex Eala walked to the umpire's chair. The umpire looked at her, confused. The match was still going on. The score was 4-1 in the second set, but Eala had other plans. She said something to the umpire. She pointed to the stands. The umpire nodded. The match stopped. The crowd went silent. They were not sure what was happening. Then Eala walked toward the barrier. The security guards paused. The fan, who had been looking down, looked up. Eala gestured for him to come closer. The security guards looked at each other. They looked at the umpire. They looked at Eala. She nodded. They let him through. The fan, who had been moments away from being ejected, was now standing on the court, shaking, unable to believe what was happening. The fan walked onto the court. He was shaking. He could not believe what was happening. Eala walked up to him. She smiled. She pulled out her phone. She took a selfie with him. The crowd erupted. The applause was deafening. The fan, who had been moments away from being ejected, was now standing next to his hero. The moment was captured by dozens of cameras. It went viral within minutes. The image of Alex Eala, the Filipina sensation, taking a selfie with a fan in the middle of a match became the defining image of the tournament. Eala said something to him. The fan nodded. He looked like he was about to cry. Eala hugged him. The crowd cheered even louder. The moment was captured by dozens of cameras. It went viral within minutes. The image of Alex Eala, the Filipina sensation, taking a selfie with a fan in the middle of a match became the defining image of the tournament. The gesture was a testament to Eala's character. She is a fierce competitor on the court, but she is also a gracious champion. She understands that the journey is bigger than any single match. She understands that her fans are the reason she is where she is, and she refuses to let success change who she is. She was losing the match, she was tired, she was frustrated, but she still found the time to make someone's day. That is the mark of a true champion. One fan wrote on social media, Alex Eala stopped a match to take a selfie with a fan. After the selfie, Eala returned to the court. The match resumed. The score was still 4-1 in the second set. Eala tried to mount a comeback. She won a couple of games, closing the gap to 4-2 and 5-3, but Mertens was too strong. She closed out the match 6-3, 6-3. The defeat was a bitter pill to swallow, but it was not the end of the world. The real story was what happened in the middle of the match, the moment when Eala stopped everything to connect with a fan, the moment that reminded everyone why sports matter, the moment that showed the world what Alex Eala is all about. The fan, whose name was later revealed as Marco, was a 28-year-old overseas Filipino worker based in Germany. He had been following Eala's career since her junior days. He had traveled from Frankfurt to Bad Homburg to watch her play. He was emotional, overwhelmed, and grateful. "I can't believe she did that," he told a reporter after the match. "She didn't have to. She could have ignored me, but she didn't. She made me feel like I mattered. That is why she is my hero." His voice cracked as he spoke. He was still in disbelief. The gesture also sparked a debate about the role of fans in professional sports. Some argued that Eala had overstepped her boundaries, that she should have let security handle the situation. Others argued that she had done exactly the right thing, that she had shown that the fans matter more than the rules. The debate is healthy. It is a sign that tennis is alive and well. The fact that people are talking about the match means that it mattered. The fact that they are debating the role of fans means that the sport is evolving. Eala herself did not comment on the incident immediately. She was focused on the match, trying to find a way back into it. But after the match, in a brief press conference, she was asked about, "Let us zoom out. The Bad Homburg defeat is a setback, but it is not the end of the story. The gesture toward the fan is a reminder of why Alex Eala is so special. She is a fierce competitor on the court, but she is also a gracious champion off. She understands that the journey is bigger than any single match. She understands that the fans are the reason she is where she is, and she refuses to let success change who she is. The loss to Mertens does not diminish what she has achieved. She has already done the impossible. She has beaten the best players in the world. She has made history, and she is only 21 years old. The tennis world is watching, the Philippines is praying, and Alex Eala is ready for the next challenge. What comes next for Alex Eala? Wimbledon, the biggest tournament in the world, the stage she has been dreaming of since she was a little girl in Manila. She is seeded number 29, a historic achievement for a Filipino player. She will be protected from facing the top players until at least the third round. She has a chance to make a deep run. The loss to Mertens is a setback.